Hello, everybody. It's about that time. Let's go see what's in the fridge today. Hello, everybody. Thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. Today's beer comes from Dogfish Head. This is their Kvasir. And what it is a tart and herbaceous hybrid Scandinavian grog. The newest in our line of ancient ales. Kvasir is brewed with lingonberries, cranberries, birch syrup, and herbs. So, rather interesting out-of-the-box combination. And like I said, don't know if this is going to be a hit or a miss. And when I say hit or a miss, I may not like it, and you may love it. And I may like it, and you may hate it. So beer is very subjective, especially these fruit, vegetable style beers, because I'm really not into the berry flavored beers and stuff like that, the fruity beers and the vegetable beers. I like some of the pumpkin beers, but a lot of the other bizarre vegetable beers I'm not a big fan of. So we'll see where this one goes, guys. And on a side note, on the openers, they contacted me and they are going to send me those two orange openers. So, as a matter of fact, somebody's already purchased one of them. They ain't even got them here yet. So, there's going to be one orange one left. If you want it, you better speak up now because it may disappear really quick. I don't know how long it's going to take. Those are coming from Canada, and he said he shipped them. So, I should have them in with a week or so. So, one of them's already gone, and if you want the other one, just let me know and I'll save it for you. Shoot me an email at gtpuckett@comcast.net and we'll go from there. And don't know if I'm going to reorder from these guys or not. That kind of left a sour taste in my mouth. So we'll see. Kind of more interested in getting some glassware with logos, but the problem with that is you have to have a bigger box to ship that stuff in. I can't put them in the little small flat rate package box. It only costs like $5 or so. $5.15 I think is what it costs me to ship those. And I can put several of them in the same box if you want to buy more of those. And that's been a good thing for me and a good thing for y'all to be able to ship those in that little small package for a small fee. The next size up from the postal service is like $15. So shipping is outrageous on stuff, and the guys that send me beers, I know what they go through and stuff. Beers that I've traded and shipped back out, shipping is the biggest obstacle on trading beers and shipping out merchandise because that stuff is not cheap. They charge an outrageous price to ship this stuff. And you got to have a bigger box for the glassware than I do the openers. So I don't want this to be a 20-minute video. And I've had some comments back saying people would rather have the tulip glass, like the double glass, instead of the pint glass. But those glasses are even harder to get than the pint glass with logos on them. And I really don't want to, buy a bunch of glasses that I'm going to have to charge $20 a piece for them. So if you got a comment on type of glassware, if you want to do the pint glasses, they're easier for me to get and get logos on them, and they're going to be a lot less money. I mean, I probably can get those for around between $5 and $7 a piece, and the tulip glasses are going to cost me between 15 and 20 a piece. So depends on what you're after. I know the tulip glass gives a better aroma than the pint glass, but the pint glasses are less expensive, and they go with most of your beers. So, it's 6 of one and half a dozen of the other. So let's get on with this beer. Let's quit flapping my gums here. This is from Dogfish Brewery, like I said. Doesn't have a ABV listed on the bottle. I don't see it listed here. It says 10% on Beer Advocate. So pretty big beer for this type of fruit vegetable beer. Most of them are the lower ABV beers and not the great big beers like this one's going to be. And going over to the food pairings for this beer, it doesn't have anything other than salad, and I don't drink beer with salad. It just don't have that appeal to me. So I usually drink water if I'm having a salad. Now, if you get into some meats and real food, I don't mind having a good beer. But salad, just not in. Salad and beer just don't mix well with me. Just my opinion now. A lot of people might say, oh, I love salad and beer, but I don't. So, the glassware, the pint, becker, the stein, the mug, the tumbler, Sidel. I've got the pint glass for this one, guys. And it says, not recommended for extended selling unless the ABV exceeds the average range. Well, at 10%, I think it exceeds the average range. So, I don't know what would fade away in this beer if you tried to cellar it. So, nice hiss. Very nice hiss. Very well carbonated. 10%. You think I'm going to get a big... Yeah, I better not do that. It looks like it's going to generate a couple fingers anyway. For a 10%er, yeah. I wouldn't pour too aggressive. You get 5 fingers. We got 2 fingers on that pour. Over into the light. It is a rich amber color. Not a dark amber, but it is definitely not a golden color. I would say it is not quite to the copper color, but it is pretty close to it. And it is fairly clear. I can see the bulb through it. A lot of bubbles streaming up. It's very well carbonated. Looks pretty good. I actually bought this from Lucas Liquor down in Florida, and they shipped it up because I have not seen this around here. Not saying that it hasn't been here. It just I haven't noticed it when I went in, so I just had them ship me a bottle. All right, guys, let's get a nose on this one. Well, since I don't know what lingonberries smell like, it's got a very candy-like, fruity, and I do smell some of the other fruit that's in there, the cranberries. Smells very floral and herbal. I don't know what hops they used in this. Smells very sweet candy-like though. I don't know how sweet it's going to be, so let's give it a taste. Cheers, everybody. A little on the tart side. Very sweet. Very easy drinking for a 10%, not getting the alcohol at all. Very well made. I could see where you could drink this with just about anything. It's that easy going. It's almost like a soda pop with the sweetness. Not bitter. Slightly tart, not overly tart. Very interesting. Kind of delicious. It's not what I would consider an average beer though. I mean, I'm not getting any of the beer qualities, the hops or barley. I'm getting more of the berries and the sweetness than anything else. So, not what I would grab or reach for if I was asking for a beer or looking for a beer. But it's rather different out of the box. Like I said, a lot of these bigger breweries, Dogfish, Stone, a lot of them do these out of the box. Terrapin, do their side projects. They do things different just to see what it's going to do. So, not bad. I mean, kind of tasty, but not your average beer. If you're into the fruity beers or the fruit vegetable style beers, you probably would really like this one. More like a chick beer to me, because it's got a little bit more sweetness than I usually drink or review. But a lot of the fruit slash vegetable beers have a sweetness to it depending on what they've used to brew the beer. So it's 40 degrees right out of the fridge. I got a great big bottle here. This is the 750 milliliter, I'm pretty sure. And got at least a half a bottle left, so I'll pour the other half, and let this one warm up and sip on a little bit. And we'll come back and do the final chug and grade on this one. So not too bad though. I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. Got just a little bit left here. This is an okay beer. I mean, if you're into the fruity vegetable type, the berry type beers, this is pretty tasty. For a 10% beer, I don't get any alcohol at all now that it's warmed up. Slight tartness. The cranberries are definitely there. Like I said, I don't know what a lingonberry is, but this is supposed to be true to a Scandinavian type beer. It's decent. I mean, not something that I would seek out and buy if I, wasn't into the fruit vegetable type beers, but it's a decent beer and very well made, because at 10% the alcohol is not there. There is no dating on the bottle, and I'm pretty sure that Dogfish was dating their stuff. I'm not sure though, but this one has no date. But I don't guess it's that critical since it's 10% and it's not a hop forward beer. It's not something that's going to lose its hop characteristics over time if you wanted to cellar it. So it's okay. I'm fairly impressed with it. Dogfish does some really good stuff. I really like their 90 and 60-minute IPAs. I've got some 120s. I've had it before, but it was a long time ago, and it was basically it just overwhelmed my palate. So I need to review one of those, and one of those is probably coming up before too long while it's cool in the wintertime here. That's a big beer. So, but we're talking about this beer, and it's pretty decent. It's definitely above average, well-made beer. A good representation of a fruit vegetable beer. So, final choke. I'm not a big cranberry fan, but this is pretty tasty. It's I can see why they would say it goes well with a salad, because it's almost like a soda pop to me. It's not very beer-like. I'm not getting a lot of hops or a lot of malt or anything. It's more berries than anything else, and it's very well made. It's pretty tasty. I'm pleasantly surprised once I read the label, and then it was cranberry and lingonberries and all that kind of stuff. So usually not into that, but this was tasty. It's pretty good. So guys, I'm gonna give this. I'm gonna give it the 7, which is a B plus. I could very well easily give it an 8, which is an A minus, especially if I was into this type of beer, which I am not. But it's very tasty. It's definitely worth picking up and giving it a try if you're into that style of beer. So, with that being said, let's see what the other guys got to say about it. We'll go over to Beer Advocate first, and they say 84, which is in the good range. Yeah, I would not argue with that. That seems a little low for this style of beer. If you're expecting something really hop forward or really malty or something, this is not. This is more into the berries. Just a slight floral, herbal, hop presence there. Not hardly enough, just enough to balance the beer out, not to overwhelm the beer with the hop presence. So, yeah, I liked it. It's pretty tasty. So let's go over to Rate Beer, and Rate Beer says 89 overall, and that's about where I would put it. That's about the numeric number that I would give it, 89. And they say 94 in the style. So they're saying it fits the fruit, vegetable type beer style really well, and I would agree with that. If I was into that style of beer, I would probably give it the 8 or on the scale. So it's decent. So if you get a chance to pick that up and you like that style of beer, pick it up and give it a try. And if you've had it, give me some comments back on this one, whether you liked it, didn't like it. I thought it was pretty good. I did. I was pleasantly surprised. So give me some comments back on this one. Hit that like button, rate, comment, subscribe, and let's take that walk tomorrow and see what's in the fridge. See you then.